Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to your online class. And how was your weekend, everyone? And what did you study last week? And today you are going to study lesson 2, science fiction and science fact. So you are going to know what does it mean fiction, what does it mean fact in science, right? Before moving to our slide today, teacher would like you to go back to the previous lesson that you have learned. You have learned about the conversation that is about smartphone, right? Okay, so teacher have already explained you like the word walking away, okay, the word like caring, and speak of dust, like beside the point, entitled, also reliant, right? So this is the whole conversation that you can see here on the screen here. So okay, so this is just a review about they are talking about a smartphone that the man claims his parent to buy the smartphone, but his parents, ask him to be self-reliant and not to be so entitled, and he need to work for buying the phone, right? Okay, so this is just an extra lesson. So you can see here like the word caring. So it mean kind, like walk away, mean to leave. Okay, like speck of dust, mean very small piece of dirt, right? Okay, so now we move to our lesson today, everyone. Okay, so before moving that, teacher would like you to review some vocabulary that you have learned in unit uh, in lesson 1. Okay, you have learned about the word nuclear, the word mankind, like progress, threatened, socialize, like take over, like first concept, knowledge, and rebel, right? And those apply to all of these definitions. You see here, like the word nuclear mean related to the nucleus of an atom, right? Mankind means human being, consider collectively or the human race. Progress means forward or onward movement toward a destination. In something in the progress, it means that it is still continue. Okay. Threatened, it means the state one's intention to take hostile, action against someone in retribution for something done or not done. Number 5, socialize means participate in social, activity, mix socially, with the others. And take over means the action of assuming control of something, especially, the buying out of one company by the other. I mean to take over. You mean you okay? Um, if someone take over your thinking, okay? I mean they can dominate, or we can say that they can win what your idea is. Okay. First, if the noun mean the part of our body, but first verb mean to confront and deal with or accept. Or we can say that when we face with a problem, mean we made a problem. Okay, and the word concept. Okay, concept mean an abstract, idea. The concept. Knowledge mean a writer of novels, and rebel, a person who rises in opposition or armed resistance against an established government or leader. So this is just teacher would like to review what you have learned so far, and now we move to this review again, but the practice C on page 53. So you see that write the word from the box, okay, under the correct picture. So after you have learned the definition above, so let's practice with that. So we have the first one, the word like nuclear, the word mankind, progress, strengthen, and socialize, right? Okay, so the picture number one, you see that many people, okay, and can be they do the conference or they are studying. And the picture number two, I said the man try to step the stair to upstairs. And the number three, a group of people, they discuss, they talk, can be they have a very like formal meeting. And number four, you can see that picture, it showing about bomb at somewhere else. They can kill thousands of people. And the last one, you see the man try to point out and wearing his angry face, right? So we have the word nuclear, mankind, progress, strengthen, and socialize. So what are you going to complete for the first number, everyone? So without further ado, teacher would like to check the answer for you. Like the first one, mankind, okay, and number two, progress. What about number three, everyone? Number three is socialize, okay, and number four, nuclear. Number five, threaten. So when you threaten, someone, mean you try to like scream, or you make the other to feel afraid of you, okay, threatened. Actually, the robber when he or she want to steal someone and or rob someone, they sometimes use gun to threaten, okay. The practice D on page 53 again, we have the word like take over, like first concept, knowledge, and rebel. So the first sentence, like I understand the what, the take over, the first, the concept, okay, the knowledge, or the word rebel. So after that, supposed to be the noun, right? Take over is wrong, so we can say that the take over, the face, the concept, knowledge, and rebel. So what is your answer, everyone? The answer is concept mean I understand the concept of time travel, but I don't see how it could work in practice. Number two, if you have a serious problem, you can't ignore, okay. Ignore means you pretend that you don't know at all, okay, or you don't agree with that. So you must eat and solve it. So after the modal verb like must, you have to find the main verb, okay, the main verb. So we have like take over and face, only two here. So what are you going to complete here, everyone? So when you have a serious problem, you can't ignore it. You must what? You must take over it and solve it, or you must face it and solve it. So the right answer is you must face it and solve it. Number three, it's normal for teenagers to again the parent. So 2 to 1. So after 2, remember after 2 you have to find the verb as well, because of 2 here just function like to infinitive, not to function as a preposition. If preposition, you have to find noun, okay, noun or pronoun after that. So what are you going to complete here, everyone? Like it's normal for teenager to what? to take over, to rebel? The right answer is to rebel against their parent. Okay. Number 4, in the movie, some terrorists earn a fish bidding and demand money. And the last one, number 5, Charles Dickens was the most popular British of his times. So the number 4, take over, and number 5, knowledge. So this is just about the lesson in the lesson 1 on page 53. So now we move to our lesson today, everyone. So in this video, teacher just introduce you with the what are you going to learn with the science fiction and science fact in this lesson after you watching the whole video, everyone. So the aim of this lesson, you are going to talk about common belief and misconception, and then you are going to describe about science behind belief and misconceptions. So belief we can measure it, but in science, they do things in the specific reasons, and they have the proof. Okay, to make sure that what the people have already thought before, until now, is it a fact or fiction? Okay, and the vocabulary that you are going to learn here, like the word target, like the word origin, like the word myth, like the word take, okay, or take something to into account, or violent, claims, infection, inaccurate, cell, advanced, connection, scientifically, handful, virus, eventually, requirement. So target means the goal. Okay, like when example, like when you play game and you have your target to get the star, right? So this is your target. Origin mean the we can say that the natural one. Origin, that when we say like original word, okay, mean that word come from the basic place or the basic national. I can say like uncle is the original one in Cambodia. Okay, when other country met uncle as well, so this is just a copy one, not origin. Violent, to take like the action of like fighting, shooting. Okay, claim, when you claim something big, you just like assert. Okay, or you like want to show that thing or belong to you. Example, when and other word you can say like when someone borrow your money. Okay, when someone borrow your money and then you claim that you claim the money back, mean you ask for the money back. Example, we have different meaning of the word claim, but based on the text. Okay, like infection. Infection really popular when we talk about the coronavirus. Okay, infection. So I mean they from one by one, attach, or one by one spread something like the pandemic. Inaccurate is opposite with accurate. If accurate, it mean right. Inaccurate mean not right or not correct. Cell, if we talk about the flashlight, I mean the small, battery that we use it to power the flashlight. But cell here, if we talk about like science, we talk in the nuclear. I mean the small room, small, thing to separate the type of chemical. Advanced, okay, when you are advanced and you know uh, like advanced with like technology, when you use your mobile phone example, meaning that you can use it well, you can know a lot of functions, okay, and connect mean to link together. Scientifically mean the the result can be based on the experiment, handful, virus, eventually requirement. So those are the vocabulary that you are going to learn in this lesson, science fiction and science fact. And after that, for the another following video, you will learn about the passive voice and participle phrases as well. So again, everyone, this just about the introduction to the lesson 2. Okay, so without further delay, teacher would like you to read the authentic text. Okay, you see here, they have the 3 myth, right? And you have the brief note like the word reproduce and the word like antibiotics. Okay, so okay, so you can see here. Okay, so you will see like we are scientists, which science myth are the most common. So here are the 3 top answer. Okay, so let's check here. The first one, they just virus can be killed. Do you believe or not? I'm not so sure with that, but actually, the report like the coronavirus, it killed a lot of people. So if the virus can be killed, at least they find the vaccine first, okay, in order to treat. So some people say no, they can because of they're not really alive. Okay, one requirement here, one requirement, okay, for being called alive is ability to grow and reproduce. But virus can do that on their own. Taking over human cell, they make the cell produce more than, more of them. Vaccines, are the great medical advance and can prevent. When you say prevent, it means to protect. Okay, to prevent some viral infection, but no medicines can cure them. So you don't have to ask for an antibiotics if you have the cold or the flu. Eventually the virus will be destroyed by your body natural defenses. Some part of this, like when you get flu, like the small one, you don't need to take the medicine because of the flu will be killed by your natural defenses in your body. And in reality, it is true like that. When I get a flu, I rarely take the medicines because of just a short period of time. But somehow when it takes like a long time, so you have to consult with the doctor as well. Okay, so the myth number 2, teacher won't read for you, but you have to listen to. Okay, listen carefully. Teacher will play it for you. So are you ready, everyone? Okay, listen carefully.
Myth 2. The full moon makes people behave badly. For a long time, people have claimed that crazy and violent behavior increases during full moons. Expecting more crime, some British police departments used to request extra help during full moons. Studied scientifically, though, this idea was proven wrong. A handful of studies did find small increases in crime during some full moons. But they were on weekends or holidays, when crime always increases. When that factor was taken into account, the connection disappeared.
Listen again, everyone.
Myth 2. The full moon makes people behave badly. For a long time, people have claimed that crazy and violent behavior increases during full moons. Expecting more crime, some British police departments used to request extra help during full moons. Studied scientifically, though, this idea was proven wrong. A handful of studies did find small increases in crime during some full moons. But they were on weekends or holidays, when crime always increases. When that factor was taken into account, the connection disappeared.
Okay, so what do you understand from this text, everyone? So the myth too, they explain that the full moon, full moon make people behave badly. They have raised the two idea, like for a long time ago in the British, they claim and that the thought of the violent behavior increase during the full moon, but based on the handful of study did not find small increase in crime during some full moons, but they also explain that yeah, actually on the weekend or holiday when the crimes always increase, not the full moon. When that factor was taken into account, the connection disappear. Okay, so this is another idea. For the first one, they just talk about the virus can be killed. The myth number two, the moon make people behave badly. So what about the number three, everyone? The myth number three.
Myth 3. Lightning never strikes in the same place twice. This is completely inaccurate. Lightning is an electrical charge. Looking for something to hit, it doesn't care if an object has been struck before. Tall trees and tall buildings are frequent targets because they're closer to the origin of the lightning. In fact, New York's Empire State Building is hit by lightning around 25 times per year.
So the myth number three, they mention like lightning never strikes, in the same place twice. So this is completely inaccurate. Lightning is an electrical charge looking for something to hit. It doesn't care if an object has been struck before. Tall trees and tall building are frequently targets, because of they are close to the origins of the lightning. In fact, like New York Empire State Building is hit by lightnings around 20 times per year. You can consider back whether the myth number one, number two, and number three, which one is fact, which one is science. So later on, teacher will assign you like as a classwork or homework with this video. So today, teacher just introduce you some and talk, so roughly about our authentic text about science fiction or fact. So now it come to the end of our first video now, and see you again in the second section. Goodbye everyone.